Good day everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to learn how to calibrate the lad dog. Calibration is an important component for every robot we build. This is the way to physically determine the limits of the actuators, how far should the motors move, but most importantly to determine home position of the mechanism. And for this little robot we're gonna do something similar. We're gonna set the PWM values of the servos to set the configuration of the mechanism into home position. First, let's look at the terminology I'll be using to refer to each leg of the robot. The first leg of the left front is going to be leg 1 of our robot. And for each leg we've got 3 servos. This is servo 1 of leg 1. And its home position is going to be referred to as leg 1-1 in the Arduino code. This is servo 2 of leg 1 and its home position will be referred to as leg 1-2. And this is servo 3 of leg 1 and its home position is going to be referred to as leg 1-3 in the Arduino code. A similar terminology will be used to refer to home position for the rest of the servos. For the calibration of legs 1 or 4, we shall set servo 3 to 2200 microseconds. This is home position, where the top surface of link 1 should be parallel to that red line I'm showing. If this is not the case, remove the leg and reposition it while the servo is at 2200 microseconds. If after repositioning the leg you can't get to a suitable home position, try a different PWM value around 2200. And now we're gonna set servo 2 to 800 microseconds. And in this position, link 2 should be as close as possible to link 1. If this is not the case, remove the middle gear and reposition the leg. Put a drop of super glue on the retainer and put the retainer back to secure the middle gear. In the Arduino code, in the first section of calibration values, we are going to update the values of leg 1 and 4 for servos 2 and 3. And we are going to update the PWM values that we use for setting up home position. We're gonna continue with the calibration of legs 2 and 3. We're gonna set servo 3 to 800 microseconds. This is home position, where the top surface of link 1 should be parallel to that red line I'm showing. If this is not the case, remove the leg and reposition it while the servo is at 800 microseconds. If after repositioning the leg you can't get to a suitable home position, try a different PWM value around 800 microseconds. And now we're gonna set servo 2 to 2200 microseconds. In this position, link 1 and link 2 should be as close as possible. If need be, remove the middle gear and adjust the leg accordingly. We are back into the Arduino code, and this time we're going to update the values of legs 2 and 3 with the PWM values that we end up using for servo 2 and 3 to reach home position. At home position, your robot should look like this. For the calibration of these servos that control the internal and external rotation of the leg, first we have to make sure they rotate freely. In this example, I'm showing you a case where the servo appears to be stuck in the bottom end due to the cable being on its way. After rearranging the wires, I managed to get the servo to move freely. And now we're gonna determine the PWM value of servo 1 to get it to home position, and that is when these two surfaces are parallel to each other. Back to the Arduino code, and we're going to update the PWM values of servo 1 with the values that we end up measuring during calibration. We are going to repeat the process with the rest of the servos to determine the PWM values to set them to home position. And we shall update the Arduino code with the PWM values that we end up measuring for all servos 1 of each leg. Stay tuned for the next video to learn how to connect the electronics to your Arduino board.